Hello, everyone, and good morning from here. Now, this message is going to the church. Now, when I say the church, I mean in general. I'm not here to criticize anybody because I am also part of the church. I know after listening to this, a lot of people will come out with some kind of critics and all that. But instead of criticizing, I think you just need to look into the matter and do what is needful. Now, I woke up this morning and I was listening. There's a church nearby my house, and I was listening to them doing praise and worship. And I could only hear the singer singing. There was no instrumentalist backing up for, I think, let's say 20 minutes or so. So she was doing her best. I connected. But then I was like, why is there no pianist, keyboardist, bassist, or anything backing her up for quite some time? And then the Spirit of God opened the ears of my understanding to this thing I'm about to tell you right now. When we were growing up, it was a thing of pride for every church when they organize band practice, like they organize little boys and then call some superior professionals to come and teach. And we do this for like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months even. And they did it in my church. That's how I learned to play the piano. The singing was inborn, but the piano that has helped me to become the producer I am today and all sorts. And that even helped my singing to be more professional today. That's how it started. So after becoming better on the piano, I started going to other churches. Churches started inviting me to play and sing. So at some point I started playing and singing at the same time. And that was a very big plus for me then. So I and my friends, we even grew to a point where we were employed to come and teach other churches. We fixed a night practice for 2 times in a week for 6 months or 3 months or thereabout. We were doing it like that. Why I'm saying this is this. The reason the church is losing more of their musicians is because they are not paying attention. Listen, the music sector is a place where you don't have to neglect. It's a place where you don't have to overlook. Stop expecting, as a pastor, the best of musicians to be in your church when you have never at some point tried to train some. Some ministers will call me and they will be like, I need a good keyboardist. You that is looking for a good keyboardist, a good bassist, a good drummer, this, that. You own a church. How many have you trained? How many have you trained? Remember I told you in the beginning that I'm not criticizing anybody, but this is just a piece of advice. One thing we need to take serious is the future of the music department. As a matter of fact, there is no church that can do well without the music department. If you neglect that part, you're having a problem already. Like you just started cooking issues up for yourself and for that your church. Stop expecting professionals to come. You raise professionals. Start raising them. Now, if every pastor that owns a church, no matter how small the capacity of that church is, if every pastor should put this into practice and make it a point of duty that every year they are going to raise at least 20 instrumentalists. Some will be like, after training them, they will leave my church and go to somewhere else and start serving in that church. Since when did Christianity become a one-man's business? If you are truly doing this with the mindset that it is for God, why are you thinking like that? Going to another church, is it a crime? Going to somewhere else to serve, is it not the same God that person is going there to be of service to? It is when it comes to matters like this that you'll be hearing my church, my church. They personalize church. It becomes their business. When Christ was here, did he personalize the kingdom business? I told you I'm not here to criticize, but I'm telling you facts. Things I'm telling you here are factual. Instead of saying who made him a judge of character, my dear, repent from that thing you're doing. Some will go as far as sending their children to music school so that they will learn music so they can serve in their church. But that's your son, that's your daughter you send to music school, finishes, and the next thing, the person is thinking another thing, to do something else. That's your same church, becomes zero musically. Why are we playing too much? You think you're wiser than God. God knows what he's doing. At every given point, he is wise. He knows what he's doing. That's why he is God. But I think that mentality needs to be eradicated. Like, stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like that. Because holding on to anger is like grabbing hot coal of fire with the intention of throwing it at somebody else. You're the one that gets burnt first. So you now find out that thing you were unable to do, somebody else will do it somewhere, and then you will be needing that thing. So long as you have a church, you will need instrumentalists. And so long as you need instrumentalists, you have to raise some. Do it as a purpose. Make it a priority. This thing will help the gospel music sector, because if you find out now, the church that does not pay attention to their music artists will end up losing them to the world. And the ones that are growing up, you see those little ones they drag to church. Those little ones, they are watching what is happening. They are listening to things that people are saying. And when people like that grow up to find out that in this church, man, our pastor doesn't take care of the musicians. The church doesn't take care of the musicians. This is someone that has been designed to be a gospel artist. Goes to school and starts seeing the friends the way they sing worldly songs. Which one will attract him more? In this generation, after training your child at home, they will go to school, and then the society will give them an orientation that is very different. And that is one thing that spoils everything. Now, they go there, they meet their friends that, do worldly songs. But this is a church boy, church girl. They listen to conversations. A lot of things are going on. Look into the secular music industry and see what is going on there. I'm talking about the ones that have stood their ground with wisdom, understanding, and the knowledge they got. Most of them passed through the church. Why do you think someone like Flavor, that plays the drums, plays the piano, plays the guitar, where do you think he got that from? He started from the church. Are you trying to tell me that it was a demon that visited him? No. Hardship. Hardship ignited some talent in people. There is no talent that survived hardship that cannot survive anything. So you need to pick up those young boys. Pick them up. Now, while they are still young, pick them up. Make it a point of duty. 20 every year. Before you know it, we will have a lot of them everywhere. So that when one misbehaves, you pick up another. They are everywhere. They are scattered into the system. You can lay your hands on anyone. You will see music industry, the gospel music industry, grow. Not this pattern that, you go to a church and then the keyboardist is coming to church by 10:30 when service started by 8. And you see him walking in majestically. No one be like me for this church. Man. And you can't even talk to them. You can't scold them. You know why? Because because what they possess, you need it. So pick up these young ones. It is wisdom for you to be a part of someone's journey. See someone's journey and be a part of it even while it has not yet begun. It is wisdom. And when they get to that point, they will also be capable to put other people through. You know why? Because you inculcated it inside them. You made them understand that this thing is not a business for you, that you have the kingdom mindset, that the purpose is to make the gospel move forward. And some people will go as far as saying that they don't pay instrumentalists, that is their work. They are doing the work. You see now that we don't even have much of them anymore, because there is serious war between the light and the darkness, and it seems the darkness is winning. Your pianist and your bassist and all that you do not pay, they've gone online, they've met friends. They don't want to leave that thing because it's their talent, but now they are making money from other sources. They will not be doing a job in the morning till 5 p.m. to be paid every month, and then you are expecting them to still do well when it comes to playing the piano skillfully in the church. So they use their nights. They use their nights to go into the internet and bombing, and money is coming. And then a maker that has gotten money from the jungle, the online jungle, comes to church, pulls up Range Rover, Benz, GLE. And he's an instrumentalist too. And he will give money to the church, and the church will collect, not knowing where he brought the money from. But he's the pianist of the church, and he still plays for the church. So there is now a mixture of spirit inside the maker, and he's still serving with it. Who is to blame? Is it a maker or the church, or the mixture of the spirits, or the internet? Who is to blame? If you go to those churches that are tush, that their instrumentalists are the baddest, if they tell you what they do for those guys, you don't pay your instrumentalists, right? Your church will soon become Ancient of Days. But see those tush ones, if they tell you, because they have that understanding. They have that understanding. They pay them. You will fly Donnie McClurkin from New York to Nigeria, Don Moen from New York to Nigeria. You fly Travis Green, you fly all these people. You want Mercy Chinwo to come to your church. If Mercy Chinwo's pastor did not do anything, do you think you will know Mercy Chinwo? Do you think you will know her? If GUC didn't go through a church, do you think he will be singing so spirit-filled the way he's doing today? Name them. Now you reach your turn. You don't want to do anything for anybody. Why is this era like this? And we say we are Christians, that we are doing the work of God. That is one of the reasons why the Bible said on that day, the Son of Man will look at them and say, "Depart ye from me, ye workers of iniquity. I know you not." Because the intent of the heart is what God is looking at. Sometimes God is not looking at what you come out to say to the people. What is in your heart? Is it that God is not dropping inspiration in people? Now, liken this to the sower that sowed seeds. Some on rocky ground, some on good soil, some on this, that. If the seed that God has dropped in this artist is like the corn, and the system they submit to is like thorns, they will never grow. That dream will die. It has happened to many artists. If you want to help them. Help without expecting anything. Push people without expecting anything. Give. Push people up without expecting anything, so that things like this will not be happening. I woke up this morning and I was very angry. First I was worshiping because the lady's voice was, But then all of a sudden, I started feeling bad. So I decided to talk about this before I leave. Probably this will bring a change. If you get this message, share it to everyone. I think the earlier the better. Let's start making a change.